Hey, it's Amanda. I wanted to do something a little bit different this time. I've been wanting to talk to you guys, and I've just been dealing with all kinds of things, broken pipes, and uh, being my own plumber, and you know, all kinds of stuff. And I'm sorry, I apologize. I haven't um, got back online like I had planned on a daily thing, but so today I just thought I might just kind of, since I'm rambling on, I might as well be doing something at the same time. So I thought I'd paint a picture, um, show you guys, and while I'm talking, I had a subject come to mind today, which is kind of strange for me because I don't usually watch daytime TV. I can't stand it. But anyways, um, I just really realized some things about, I mean, I've been realizing this for a minute anyway. It's not like, I haven't thought about it. But, I wanted to talk about anger. And I wanted to talk about how people seem to continue to be angry. And hey, I'm including myself, okay? But I wanted to talk about how I noticed that we perpetuate people's anger, and not only that, but some of the issues that are going on right now. I mean, there are some people out there that need to get angry and say something about something. I mean, if you totally see someone mistreating another human being, yes. But first and foremost, before you get angry, you just need to help the person that they're treating badly. Um, I think, that's kind of a lesson I feel like I've been starting to think is coming to me, is that, it's sometimes it just perpetuates the hate to come back on someone, even if they're doing something wrong. And I mean, I'm so guilty of that because I'm like one of these people that are constantly, I want to jump in and say something because I feel that maybe someone isn't able to defend themselves as well as I could defend them, or whatever it may be, like I've always been like that. But, I'm to the point right now that, I can see where a lot of this is just perpetuating anger. I mean, it's like if I'm going, you know, walking downtown, let's say, and somebody says, hey, you stupid dyke, or whatever, which that has not happened, not for a long time, but, let's say something like that happens, or, I did have a little bit of issue when I first moved here, but nothing like, I'm not even gonna, I don't even care, okay, because, see, when I tell you about my experience, if it pisses you off, then that still perpetuates the anger. Do you see what I'm saying? So, for me, that's like, so let's say somebody says that to me, and I jump out and I say, oh yeah, well, blah, 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 blah. And then they say, well, yeah, but, and it just goes on and on. Now, let's say you don't say anything, and somebody says something, to you, or you say something to a couple people about what happened. Well, they might be the kind of people that are going to say something and say, hey, what the, You know, that's bullshit. And then they're going to tell someone else, and pretty soon then you got a whole bunch of people that are like, you know, hating people that have big blue trucks or whatever it may be, you know, whether you did anything about it or not. So sometimes, you know, and I'm not saying just keep your mouth shut and take shit off of people. I'm not saying that. But sometimes it's better just to not perpetuate the anger, especially if you're the one, not if you're the one necessarily that's getting chastised, but I mean if you are, you know, friends and you feel like you got to stand up for that person, right? You know, or even their parent, like have done 1,000 times, you know, for my kids. I think I got to stand up and, you know, and you know, I just make people madder. You know, and it's not that, and at a time that was okay to stir the pot, but you know, I'm 54 years old, man. I don't want to fucking throw down right now, you know. I'm just now not broke, you know. I got, my bones are all healed. I just had a fucking stroke. I've had 5 heart attacks, you know. I'm not gonna fucking throw down. I mean, I will throw down. No, I'm just playing. But you know what I'm saying? It's not, if I have to save my life, but I'm not going to do it to save my virtue, because that isn't what that shit's about no more. You know what I'm saying? Or to save anyone else's. You know? Because that only makes it to where others are just like, you know, on guard. You know, it's, yeah, I don't know what this is going to be yet. I never do. I just go like I gotta go. Whatever. But, this kind of looks like a castle, but maybe don't. So, yeah, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it to me to injure myself. And it's really, like I said, and then what does that do? That only just makes you hate people more, you know, hate yourself more, you know, and it's not always the wrong thing to turn the other cheek. If you're standing up for someone against someone else, first stand up with them, you know. I mean, that's kind of what I've been feeling like. Instead of just like going to bat for them and like just raising a bunch of hell over their mistreatment, and just help them through their mistreatment, you know. And I get really upset because I want my friends, and I get really upset when I see my friends and people I love, you know, being mistreated, and I, you know, I get really, really mad. I'm not gonna, I get so mad. And, but I'm starting to realize that that's because, you know, honestly, it's my own deal, you know. It's because I feel that I should have probably stood up for my own mistreatment, maybe, or whatever it may be. And it's my feelings, you know, my feelings and assumptions of what they must be feeling, and, you know, about their relationship, or whatever it may be. So, you know, and it's really taking away from any way of, you know, any possibility of change, for one, because you just, you know, in our ego state of mind, we're just, constantly finding reasons to solidify the beliefs that our ego is throwing at us. So, I mean, we're going to find any reason we can if that's what we're out to do. And, it's taken a long, like, years, man, to realize that, that ain't really, I was out to do that, apparently, but I really am not out to do that anymore. And, things are starting to become apparent to me that fighting back is not always the way to go. I mean, if a person walks away, there's two people fighting and one person stops fighting, there's no fight, right? I mean, I can't help that other people are angry and they want to keep fighting with me. If I don't want to fight, I don't have to fight. I don't have to be angry. See, that's a choice, We make that choice. We make the choice whether we are going to be angry or not. And now, lately, I've been like, am I really angry? Am I hurt? And I've really had to look at shit, and I'm like, am I just pissed? Or is this hurting my feelings? Is this taking, was this something, different than what, and if a person still is an angry person, like, I have been so much in my life, but, not the people I love, just against anybody that would fuck with anybody I love, but I've been on guard like that. I mean, if I'm just like that, I would assume that kind of shit out of people, because their anger would perpetuate more anger. So it would be, and if that's what a person expects and is used to, that's probably why they would act or react in whatever way, So, yeah, there's a lot of things, but anyways, I just seen how, I don't even know how long this thing's been going. Oh God, 12 minutes already, Jesus. But, yeah, thing was, this is what kind of made me think about how one action just can perpetuate into another. And that was, I was talking about watching daytime TV. That's how this all started. So I'm watching daytime TV, and because I don't watch daytime TV, normally, I really don't know who is, as you can see, I'm just painting over what I thought I was going to paint. That's the way it goes. But, I really don't understand who's who on any of these shows. But, so, this lady's talking about, this dude that went into a fish market and to fix the electrical box or something like that, and he just stepped on all the fresh fish with his freaking boots on and everything, and they were all like freaking out, because it was gross and everything, which to me, I'm thinking, wash your fish then, Jesus, man, at least. But anyway, I mean, they're fish, wash them. You ain't gonna eat that skin, and it don't matter anyway. But he stepped on those fish with his boots on, and it was all a big deal. Well, everybody's saying, oh, that's just horrible, he just, trashes. And so out of the blue, I don't know, she's a real pretty Asian lady. And that's what, I wouldn't even say that, because But she's like, that's just so embarrassing. I just can't. I'm just, and they're like, why is that embarrassing, to you? She goes, because, it was my people. I mean, the guy was Asian. And I'm like, that is perpetuating an issue. I don't know how to explain it, but to me, that's perpetuating a problem. Now, okay, there was no reason to even say that, and that had nothing to do with race. But see, at the same time, I understood it because everyone wants to, especially if they're sympathetic with some of the things that's going on, or, they are a person of color or whatever it may be, of any different, we're all different from each other, but whatever, I mean, I'm not gonna go into, I think it's all fucked up and fucking wrong. Human beings are human beings, and, I'm trying to be a better one, and that's, pretty much where I'm at. But anyway, she brings this up about that. It was an Asian market, or, and the guy stepping on the fish was Asian. So what, man? What the hell does that got to do with, somebody being unsanitary, stepping on your food, and where the food was from? And that's just, that to me, and I mean, I hope it doesn't make people mad, but that to me is like bringing up something that doesn't even need to be said. It's not purposely perpetuating anger, but in a really weird way it is. It's kind of, I would say, it's a lot like, not... because I kind of, like, even beneath the surface of it all, the whole reason for it is not, at first, the first thing I said to Val was like, oh, wow, gotta make it all about her, don't she? But, I mean, that's what I said. But then I started thinking about it, and it's like, well, it's not really, I don't think it's really that so much, is that she wants people to know that she struggles as well as, some of the other people, especially African American people that are getting, you know what I'm saying. Anyone that isn't white and rich and mostly white, gets treated like shit. I mean, flat out. So, anyways, but what I'm saying is I just felt like it just shouldn't have been said, and she, not because, I mean, and I'm not denying her being able to say what she thinks or feels, but it just, see, stuff like that, I'm really going to watch myself on, because, like if I said, oh, these kind of people, they treated me poorly, or this, I don't want other people building their opinions of other people on my opinions, period, that, and for a long time, I really do think that's what I wanted, and I think a lot of us want people to think like we think. Of course we do, but at the same time, it's pointless to argue with someone you're never gonna convince. And why? If you gotta go to the point of hatred, the point of, discomfort within your own being to convince someone to quit hating someone. It's really fucked. You could just be spending that time helping them people that want help, loving those people that those other people don't love, doing something in a positive way. Not that it takes activists. I'm not saying it don't. It takes activists. But it takes healthy young activists, and I'm not that no more. I'm gonna probably go to the Women's March just because I can do that. I can do that, and I want to do that because I just do. I want to support my sisters and the women in my area, and I do intend to go to the Women's March, but I'm not speaking at the Women's March. I'm not pounding my fist on a podium at the Women's March. I'm just gonna go in support of my sisters. And when people call me names, I'm gonna just keep walking. And boy, they were calling some names too. Last year, I didn't go, but I seen them. It was awful, really awful. And these are your mothers, your sisters, come on. But, you know what? Not this girl. I'm not getting mad this year. I'm just going to stand next to the people that are getting mad and say, don't let them win. Because I've let them win a lot in my life, and they ain't going to win anymore with me. Anger's not going to win. Not in my life. I've had too many fucking heart attacks, for one. I can't get that mad anymore. I don't want to. I don't even want to. It doesn't feel good, How does it feel good to be mad? It doesn't, but, it's hard to get out of it. It's hard to get out of it. The first thing you need to do, instead of saying, well, I have a bad temper, you need to say, I'm getting less and less temperamental every day, Anything you can, but put it in a positive note, Can't really, well, I almost put that in my coffee. You guys, if I did, I'll see it on the video, I'm sure. But, yeah, you can't. Well, you know what? I have been talking a long time, I think, already. And I'll probably do maybe another one today. I don't know. I just don't want to keep everybody too awful long. I know I get boring after a minute, but, that's what I wanted to talk about today, pretty much. Was angry, being angry, anger, and how it's just not, it's just really not worth it. It's just really not worth it. I probably should cut off this because I can't even pay attention to what I'm talking about. So, gotta get me some coffee, and I'll be back. Show you the picture when it's all done.